A Republican congressman introduces a bill which aims to crack down on rampant voter fraud. One America's John Hines spoke with Congressman Brian Babin to learn more about that proposal.
Texas GOP Congressman Brian Babin tells One America News that the ease with which people were able to steal the ballots of deceased persons and cast illegitimate votes in the 2020 election should disturb and outrage every American, and that he hopes to stop the practice.
Our election processes in each of our individual states, we've seen some horrendous evidence that there's been some irregularities, some illegalities and fraud going on, and we've had a number of cases where literally dead people have voted. And so I've and my staff have come up with a bill, H.R. 8830, You Must Be Alive to Vote Act, that will specify that these states and these counties absolutely must purge their voter rolls of deceased individuals.
And people who are deceased have been documented, according to President Trump's lawyers and witnesses in hearings over the last several days, to have voted in any number of elections just passed in several swing states.
Unfortunately, we've seen the evidence. Over 400 affidavits of election fraud and irregularities in the past month that have come forth showing that there have been illegalities in our election processes. And sadly, we have to do this.
And Babin's legislation would achieve this by tying federal education and transportation funds to states' commitment to deleting names of deceased persons from their voting rolls. States would have to check annually their voter rolls against the Social Security Administration's Death Master File, which is the most complete, though not infallible, record of who's alive and who's not. Babin adds that his legislation would not affect federal funds supporting public safety, police, fire, and the like. And nevertheless, despite the dead people voting and the other election irregularities in this presidential contest, Babin believes when all the legal votes are counted, President Trump will have won re-election.
So I'm looking at some of this evidence they have, and I absolutely do not agree that this thing is over yet. I think that President Trump certainly had 74 million people vote for him. It seems very strange that, you'd have vote drops of 600,000, where 570,000 of these ballots go to Vice President Biden, and just the remaining few, the 30,000, go to President Trump. That doesn't make any sense. We're hustling this thing up, and it's a con job, in my opinion.
Babin points out that in light of the evidence of fraud, the Republican-controlled legislatures in several of the disputed swing states should move to choose their own electors for president. John Hines, One America News, Washington.
Want to see more videos like this? Visit OANN.com for immediate access to all the clips you've been waiting to see.